Office, New Delhi, Japan Bank for International Cooperation, Mr. Yuji Ando, Country Representative, Jetro, Dhaka, Mr. Takuma Otaki, Director, Jetro, New Delhi, Mr. Samir Saha, Principal Secretary, Chief Minister's Office. I request the Chair, Ambassador Deepa Gopalan Vadva, to kindly take over the proceedings of this session.
Thank you and good morning to everybody. I just wanted to ask, should we be waiting for Mr. Sinha or should we start with that? So, over yesterday and I think this morning, we've heard a lot of speakers, very eminent speakers, political leaders, panelists who have talked about this region, which starts from the sub-Himalayan region, the kingdoms of Bhutan, Nepal, the northeastern region where we are, of India, Bangladesh, a very esteemed neighbor, and all the way to ASEAN. And looking at this region as a region which is important in terms of being connected geophysically and geoeconomically, and perhaps the importance of symbiotic linkages in this region for our social and economic development. There have been various aspects of the social and economic development which have been talked about, and we've had participation from various ASEAN ambassadors, of course, a very important delegation from Bangladesh, and the countries of this region. But we just heard Dr. Seth talk about what NADI means. So NADI is beyond NADI as a river, but talks about natural allies in development and interdependence. And I really wondered where this acronym, very clever acronym, had come from. And there is another natural ally that we have in this region. This natural ally is really, in a sense, not geographically present in this region, but on the other hand, has been, I think, the partner of choice of most of the countries in the region for our development. And this is Japan. So I'm very happy to be here with a panel, of people who represent the government of Japan and various agencies of Japan who are so engaged in the development of the various countries of this region. Now, what sets Japan apart, I must say, from all others, is that Japan, when they work and collaborate with us, they really look at the priorities and the strategies of the countries concerned. And I think this is something we value very, very greatly. And I'm sure all the other countries of the region also feel this. So, they are truly a trusted partner, a reliable partner. And for India, our relationship, we're just celebrating 70 years of our diplomatic relationship. They are our greatest partner in terms of ODA, our number one leading donor. But on the other hand, in various areas, be it entrepreneurship, capacity building, be it infrastructure development, which is really so important. In all these areas, certainly for India, I think Japan has emerged as the number one partner. So what we're going to do, we've had an introduction to our panelists here. We're very, very honored actually to have Ambassador Kawazu here with us, who's come all the way from Delhi. He's DCM de Charge, the CTA of the Japanese Embassy in New Delhi. We have representatives of JETRO, of JICA, with JBIC, and we're also very fortunate to have the Japanese ambassador in Dhaka, who will be joining us virtually, as well as the representative of JETRO, who will be available for any questions that we may have. So I'm now not going to talk very much more. I think we have a lot to listen from them. I'm going to ask them to spend about maybe 7 to 8 minutes for their presentations, their talk, and at the end of it, we'll take some questions. So I will sum up, I think, at the end, but there's a lot to hear from the Japanese representatives here as to how they see this very special region, how it links up with their, what is called FOI, the Free and Open Indo-Pacific vision of Japan, and how we all come together and really try to form this arc of prosperity in this region, which is what FOI was all about. So with those words, I'll hand over to Ambassador Kawazu. Over to you, sir. Thank you. Please.
Thank you, Ambassador Wadwa, who served in Tokyo decades ago or so. My close friend in India, mentor how to live in India. And also my dear Japanese colleagues, be it physically present here or the online, and my special thanks go to my superior colleague of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Ito Naoki-san, who is very active in Dhaka. I think the sort of the all Japan approach is here to very much visible. So, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, namaskar, good morning, ohayo gozaimasu. This is a very big honor to be present here today in this big, important, and authoritative NADI 3. My sincere thanks go to the Asia Conference for setting this literary Japan session. I still vividly remember, and many of you too, yesterday the Foreign Minister Jai Shankar made a great speech, and he stressed the Act East Forum, which is a flagship mechanism between India and Japan. And this Act East Forum is a clear evidence how India, the central government of India and government of Japan, both governments put the importance on this region. And also the Asian Conference and Embassy of Japan. Both of us have been cooperating for years. A good example for that is India-Japan Intellectual Dialogue for Development of Northeastern Indian region. We hope that this cooperation with the Asian Conference will be continued for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, bilaterally, this year marks the 70th anniversary of the diplomatic relations between India and Japan. In March this year, the Prime Minister of Japan, Prime Minister Kishida, paid an official visit to India. And a couple of days ago, for the Quad leaders meeting, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi traveled to Japan. So in these 2 months, the mutual visit of the Prime Ministers happened. So I can easily confirm that the bilateral relations between India and Japan is very, very solid. And the center pillar of this relations between India and Japan is the free and open Indo-Pacific, dubbed as the FOIP. In 2016, then Japanese Prime Minister Abe brought this vision of FOIP to the global discourse. And Prime Minister Modi was the very first supporter of this idea. Indo-Japanese relations has gone beyond the bilateral cooperation, and two countries have shared this FOIP vision. On the side of Japan, we have been associating with India's initiative, IPOI, Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative, by becoming a lead country for connectivity pillar. This session today could and should be grasped in such a context. I am so glad to share with you the ideas of Japan together with other Japanese friends in this All Japan format. Regarding FOIP cooperation between India and Japan, especially talking about connectivity, I am happy to mention that this region, Bay of Bengal, including Northeast, is the most advanced example. Very much noteworthy is the fact that cross-border cooperation is ongoing. Japan shares, in this sense, NADI's concept of cooperation, which is beyond their political borders. Ladies and gentlemen, Japan's FOIP does not foresee the hub-and-spoke structure which centers one specific country alone, surrounded by others. Our approach is rather peer-to-peer by connecting region and region, as well as region and sea. We believe that this approach would offer more alternatives for Indo-Pacific countries and thereby ensure the economic self-reliance and political autonomy. Ladies and gentlemen, I have often heard voices saying that FOIP does not have to do with landlocked countries because this is the vision for Pacific and Indian Ocean. Today, I would like to correct these voices. First, FOIP is the vision for all sharing the basic concepts such as free, open, rules-based order, freedom of navigation, free trade, and so forth. The location, whether it faces sea or not, is not decisive at all. Landlocked countries or regions could prosper through being connected to sea. In this sense, I am a big fan of NADI's concept or slogan, which is, I quote, "Rivers are the connectors between the mountain and ocean," end of the quote. Or, I quote, "championing the region as water-linked as opposed to land-locked," end of the quote. Let me introduce a good example of East-West Economic Corridor. Could you
So there's something that's disturbing the sound.
yeah, not this, the other one. Thank you very much. By using this slide, I would like to introduce one successful example of the Japanese involvement in Indo-China Peninsula. This map shows the East-West Economic Corridor, which is this orange line. This connects Laos with two seas, which is the Pacific Ocean to the east and Indian Ocean to the west. So the Laos is obviously the landlocked country, but this corridor, orange line, connects the Laos with two seas. We believe that this type of formula could be applicable to landlocked Nepal, Bhutan, and in a sense, Northeast too. When such landlocked areas are connected with Bay of Bengal, the value chain or the supply chains might be changed. Then please, I would like to use the another slide. Thank you. This is the map of the Bangladesh and the surrounding area. And this shows our ODA projects of JICA and other donors. Among others, JICA is currently working on Matabari Port Development Project. So we see to the south this Matabari Port Development Project. This port will become the only one deep sea port facility in the region, which may enable the big scale transportation, which may open the big business opportunities for Bangladeshi industries, and also which may change dramatically the supply chains for landlocked states like Tripura, Mizoram, which are located in 100-kilometer distance from this new port. And of course, the development of Tripura and Mizoram will lead to the development of Northeast region as a whole. If this project, the Matabari Port Development Project is fully realized, then the Japanese and other investors, including manufacturing sectors, may see a different investment environment in this region, including Northeast. Ladies and gentlemen, let me come back to Indo-Chinese Peninsula again. Could you show another one again? Now, I would like to pick up the Southern Economic Corridor. This is the red line, showed by red line. This is the flagship project of our vision, FOIP. This red line, yes, very good. This connects the Ho Chi Minh City of Vietnam, then the capital of Cambodia, Phnom Penh, through Thailand, Bangkok. So, and this corridor, Southern Economic Corridor, have been fully operational for a long time. And here, what I would like to stress is that the Japan has been making efforts like enlargement and maintenance of the roads, and also the facilitation of the custom procedures. The plan towards future is to cover Myanmar Dawei port by this corridor too. There has been a big concentration of Japanese manufacturing investment along this corridor, Southern Corridor, red line. This said, we could expect that the Japanese investors and manufacturing sectors would pay more attention to further west because of big market of Indian Ocean countries and because of attractive labor costs. The current situation in Myanmar may cause and accelerate more interest of Japanese investors in further west, literally Bangladesh and India. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the context why Japan considers Bay of Bengal critical. We could learn lessons from the best practices in this Indo-Chinese Peninsula and along Mekong. I believe that my dear Japanese colleagues speaking after me will give you the inspiration how we could improve connectivity, not only in physical sense, but also in a sense of better value chains in the region. I am a firm believer that Japanese investment would be accelerated if and when we can envision together the future beyond infrastructure connectivity in this region. In this sense, I have been encouraged by the discussion yesterday. Many speakers stressed the importance of the holistic approach of connectivity, which means the connectivity is not limited to the infrastructure like physical roads, waterways, and so forth, but the energy, digital, and even people-to-people connectivity, including tourism, including river cruise. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to quote the recent Quad Joint Leaders statement. Oh, by the way, Quad is Japan, Australia, India, US format. The leaders, 4 leaders agreed upon, I quote, Quad will seek to extend more than 50 billion US dollar of infrastructure assistance and investment in the Indo-Pacific over the next 5 years. End of the quote. Also, I would like to recall that the India and Bangladesh are recently the number 1 and number 2 recipients of Japan's ODA, and that Japan is the biggest donor country for India. Quite a big amount of public money is available for the cooperation among India, Bangladesh, and Japan. Today, I tried to show how to improve our future beyond connectivity by concentrating not only on physical infrastructure building, but also on the soft connectivity, including value chain. I am very much looking forward to working with Indian government both bilaterally and under the format of Quad. Like the Ambassador Badoa mentioned at the outset, Japan would like to continue to be the natural ally for India and surrounding countries in this region. Thank you very much. Donya Bat, ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Kawaz-san, for, I think, highlighting the importance of connectivity, the economic development of the region and various aspects of connectivity. As you mentioned, you said Bangladesh and India were the largest, number 1 and 2 in terms of ODA, as recipients of ODA from Japan. So we're very fortunate today that we will be virtually joined by Ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador Ito Naoki, from Bangladesh, and he will be talking to us about Japan's priorities in Bangladesh. So we just have the connection.
I hope I'm audible.
You are indeed, Excellency, and welcome to this panel.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Badoa. Namaskar, Assalamu alaikum, and good morning from Dhaka. So it gives me great pleasure to be present at the Japan seminar of NADI 2022. I wish I could have physically been there, but I'm happy that organizers permitted me to join you online today. Just like Japan and India celebrate the 70th anniversary of their diplomatic relations, Japan and Bangladesh celebrate the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations this year. The NADI 2022 is organized at this timely and meaningful moment. In February, at our celebration, Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen, Foreign Minister of Bangladesh, who was there yesterday, said that Rabindranath Tagore was the first Bengali who had a strong influence over the partnership. I know in Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, and Manipur, people celebrate the poet's birth anniversary every year in style. One scholar said the bird was a verdict between Northeast India and the rest of the world. Yes, it was Tagore who connected us and bounded us together 100 years ago. Dynamism created by the confluence of the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean is an engine of the economic growth of the entire world. The center of gravity of the world economy is shifting towards the Himalayas. Northeast India and Bangladesh should seize the momentum and enjoy more economic prosperity. In this context, Bangladesh occupies a strategic position. It is an intersection between South Asia and Southeast Asia. Bangladesh should fully utilize its geographical advantage and expand its economic opportunities. Japan views the development of Bangladesh as significant, not only to Bangladesh itself, but also to the overall stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. There were twin celebrations of 50 years of Bangladesh and the birth centenary of Bangabandhu, March last year. I felt privileged to witness Prime Minister Modi join Prime Minister Hasina on the last day. A series of events highlighted the country's elevated stature in the region. Bangladesh initiated regional connectivity and free trade. Japan will be supporting such efforts of Bangladesh. One of the clear focuses is the assistance for large-scale infrastructure projects. As Minister Kawas explained already, Matabari Port is being constructed as Bangladesh's first deep sea port. Mother vessels will come directly to anchor at Matabari and not need to reload cargoes at Colombo or Singapore. The deep sea port will connect Bangladesh to Southeast Asia and East Asia, including Japan. Matabari will also connect Seven Sisters and Kolkata. And it will be the hub of industry, energy, as well as transportation. Once completed, Matabari will be a game changer for regional development. In addition, Dhaka Metro will start its operation this year. The first special economic zone developed by Japan will be ready for Japanese and international investment in December. The new terminal of Dhaka International Airport will be the face of the nation within 2 years. JICA has been carrying out these infrastructure developments under the Bay of Bengal Industrial Growth Belt Initiative, known as Big B. Bangladesh will take advantage of its geographical merit and fulfill its growth potential through the Big B initiative. The country will boost connectivity in the Bay of Bengal region, benefiting India, including the Northeast. Furthermore, Bangabandhu Railway Bridge, which is now being constructed over the Jamuna River, will enhance rail connectivity from Dhaka to Delhi, India. That will form a part of the Trans-Asian Railway cross-border road network improvement project, which renovates 16 bridges on Asian Highway, is also underway. It will reach the Bangladesh and India Friendship Bridge that connects Bangladesh and Northeast India over the Feni River. I am pleased to note these projects showcase a trilateral cooperation for regional development among Bangladesh, India, and Japan. In March last year, a regional seminar, the Bay of Bengal as Connectivity Hub in the Pacific region, was held at Independent University, Bangladesh, Dhaka. That was a collaborative effort by the Embassy of Japan and the High Commission of India to promote India's Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative. Japan shoulders its last pillar, trade, connectivity, and maritime transport. A free and open Indo-Pacific will ensure a rule-based international order to bring peace, stability, and prosperity to every country in the region. That is a vision Japan has been pursuing. In this regard, Bangladesh is a country that recognizes the importance of rule-based maritime order and shares its value with Japan, India, and other like-minded countries. Faced with the challenges the current situation Ukraine poses us, respecting the rule-based international order, and adhering to international law are all the more critical. We should not allow any unilateral change of the status quo by force in our region. I cannot end my remarks without touching upon the Rohingya issue with a view to embodying a free and open Indo-Pacific. We should not allow the 1.1 million Rohingya refugees to cause instability. First and foremost, we should work together towards the enabling environment for their early repatriation to Myanmar. In parallel, improving education, skills, and livelihood opportunities for refugees to prepare for their future return is crucial. Japan will continue to work with stakeholders, countries concerned, and the UN to these ends. In this connection, we also could explore regional development and connectivity between Cox's Bazar of Bangladesh, the Rakhine State of Myanmar, and northeastern India. We need to envision the future situation. ADB and BIMSTEC can initiate the discussions and project formulation. Once realized, it will improve people's lives across the border, and encompassing development may lead to a lasting solution. I understand India has been trying to connect Rakhine, Chin, and Mizoram with a Kaladan multimodal transit transport project. I look forward to India's further engagement in this context. Ladies and gentlemen, the Indo-Pacific region has never been in the limelight as it is today. The recent successful Quad Summit in Tokyo was a testament to that. Also last week, our Prime Minister Kishida Fumio stressed the importance of advancing regional cooperation at the Nikkei's International Conference on the Future of Asia. Let me quote his remarks. My vision is that the Indo-Pacific in the post-Cold War and post-COVID-19 period should be a free and open region, a sustainable and vigorously growing region, and a region that contributes to solving global problems. Japan will fulfill its own role and responsibility by actively contributing to the creation of the region's future together with its Asian peers. In conclusion, strengthening connectivity in Bangladesh and India, particularly between West Bengal, Bangladesh, and Northeast India, will be instrumental in ensuring peace, stability, and prosperity in the Bay of Bengal region. That will lead to realizing a vision of FOIP. Therefore, as ambassador in Dhaka, I will do my utmost to further practical cooperation with Bangladesh. I think this conference is relevant and significant in conjunction with our endeavor. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. So that was most interesting. I must say, when the concept of Big B was first talked about, and I was still in Japan, Big B for Indians, and I know we have a lot of the audience, meant Amitabh Bachchan. But Big B was Bay of Bengal Industrial Growth Belt, and I thought it was a very apt name for the region. Thank you so much for telling us the priorities of Japan, not only in Bangladesh, but in connecting our Northeast, as well as going further into Myanmar. And perhaps, as you know, that India and Japan together did have a project in Rakhine, I think, which is now perhaps on hold because of the conditions in Myanmar. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us. Our next speaker is the representative of JICA, which is the Japan International Cooperation Agency, but I think JICA is known to everybody. We have Mr. Mitsunori Saito. I must say one thing, that in India, I keep saying that there is barely a state in the country where JICA is not present. So it's extremely well-known in India. Saito-san, over to you.
Thank you very much. Our Excellency Ambassador Wadwa, His Excellency Mr. Ito, Ambassador to Bangladesh, and Minister Kawas, Embassy of Japan, and the distinguished guests and audience, and ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and thank you very much for giving such privileged opportunity to share our recent activities and visions for the region's improved connectivity and economic development. I am Saito, Chief Representative of JICA India office. Yes, JICA is everywhere in India. JICA is everywhere in Southeast Asia and beyond. But actually, as presented by Mr. Kawas, JICA's largest partner is India in terms of financial volume. And the second largest client is Bangladesh. And I'm very happy to see these two countries in very dynamic economic prosperity. Vibrant India, emerging Bangladesh. So I feel kind of proud to be associated with both countries' development efforts. But when you look at South Asia's intra-regional trade, only less than 5% of its total trade is among countries in the region. Just 5% compared to 55% in Southeast Asia, and even in Sub-Saharan Africa, they trade at the tune of 25% intra-regionally. So I think there's a huge potential for the region through boosting further intra-regional trade, commerce, and also development of intra-regional value chain of goods and services. So this is, and now when you look at India-Bangladesh trade, for example, most of commodities are traded through West Bengal, as you may very clearly aware. And the thing is, the rest of, or the whole northeastern region of India is in a sense left behind from the increasing dynamic trade volume among two countries. As development assistance agency of Government of Japan, let JICA highlight our focus on the development of the northeastern region of India. When you look at tiny trade between northeast of India and Bangladesh, most of goods traded is, apart from petrochemical products from Assam, the rest is basically raw materials such as stones and rocks, agriculture, raw, fresh product. That means there's no value addition. There's no power to create job from those materials. So I think boosting trade between two countries should contribute to inclusive development of the whole region. That is, in a sense, JICA's belief and the JICA's vision, which we'd like to realize in the region. With these concerns and with strong partnership with government of India, government of Bangladesh, and of course with strong support from government of Japan, JICA is strengthening efforts to help improve physical connectivity within Bay of Bengal region, including India's northeast. Under our project, roads and bridges are being upgraded and widened on, for example, Shillong's approach to Bangladesh border, Aizaw's way out to Myanmar, and also in the section between Chittagong port and southern Tripura. So traffic connectivity is being upgraded. And also on the Brahmaputra River, construction has started of a 20-kilometer long bridge between Dhubri and Pulbari, which will really open another gateway corridor between Bangladesh and India and Bhutan. So this is another game changer together with Matabari Port, like presented by Ambassador and Minister. So these are activities. We are very active, and I'm hopeful that with completion of these huge works, region's connectivity will be substantially improved. But road connectivity is not enough to reduce business cost, transportation cost. And if you transport goods across any national border in the region, considerably long processes waiting for you for custom clearance, immigration control, police control, quarantine, and also transshipment. Offloading your goods from your truck and loading it to the neighboring country's truck. So this is another big burden. So for this, sometimes it takes days and weeks to simply transfer your goods, your car beyond the border. Jacob believes, and everybody agrees, that in order to reduce business costs in the region, you have to make transporter operation more efficient and smart. So, and while reducing those costs, time and money, we should also look at another aspect of development of logistic corridor. That is how an improved connectivity can fully benefit concerned regions' economy and the society, concerned regions alongside the traffic corridor. Value addition is a key. But in the northeast of India, for example, there is a lack of appropriate infrastructure, lack of sound ecosystem in activities like processing, manufacturing, as well as supporting functions like finance or capacity building, capacity development of workers. So, as an development supporting institution, I think a holistic approach is required to boost economy through trade and value chain of the whole region. So, and this is exactly JICA has been doing in other regions of the world, like the case of Southern Economic Corridor in Southeast Asia, in the China Peninsula. JICA has been supporting nearly 50 years, providing extensive support for development of the corridor linking Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand. To make a corridor really driving acts of economic development in the region with reduced logistical cost and production cost. JICA supported respective governments' formulation of a master plan, logistic master plan, road master plan, and JICA, of course, financed some of those key projects like road upgrade, construction of new container terminal, and transporter facilities. JICA also sent experts to the custom authority of respective government for policy advisory. JICA also supported the capacity building of custom office staffs. And also JICA initiated digitization of custom process among countries using Japan's advanced technology. So through these efforts, today we observe tangible reduction of time required for logistics, and we feel that those benefits is slowly trickling down in the whole economic activity of the region. But infrastructure development, institutional improvement, we didn't stop there. JICA also supported harnessing of regional, local business ecosystem to boost economic activity, to add value on those goods and services transported through the corridor. So we supported policy formulation. We support capacity building. We also facilitated development of special economic zones in certain area with high potential of economic and industrial development. What I would like to highlight is JICA did not start these efforts alone and from zero. There was strong political will among member countries for such corridor development approach dating long back, since the end of last century in Greater Mekong regions. And Greater Mekong sub-region ministerial meetings, which played a key role in policy dialogue, policy coordination, harmonization of rule and regulation related to commerce and customs and border procedures, and implementation of a joint project across the borders. So only with such strong and long, long leadership initiative of those countries, we can see prosperity of Southern Corridor as of today. So this is what I was requested to showcase from Mr. Kawas in today's session. And of course, JICA feels there's a big potential where we can do for the South Asia region, especially India, Bangladesh region. We are very much keen to develop and enhance road connectivity, but we will not stop there. We would like to, yes, we would like to improve traffic corridor among the region, among the region and beyond the region. But we also would like to make it to transform to logistical or commercial corridor, and finally make it to really dynamic economic corridor in a particular focus on inclusive development of the whole region. So JICA is ready to work hard. We are ready to finance crucial infrastructure bottlenecks. We are ready to bring Japan's knowledge and know-how for institutional improvement and the integration. But yeah, we really anticipate a strong partnership of relevant ministries and governments in the region, as well as strong regional coordination and implementation mechanism, such as BIMSTEC or SARC. Only with strong support from those key stakeholders, JICA could bring about further vibrant economic prosperity in the region, India, Bangladesh, and why not Myanmar and Southeast Asia. So this is, as of now, my personal vision, but let me assure you that, we are ready to make our vision to reality together with support of all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Saito-san. As I mentioned earlier, JICA plays a very important role, and I'd just like to mention something that Saito-san mentioned, which is the Dubri-Gumari bridge. I think it was the foundation stone perhaps laid by a Prime Minister. And this particular bridge is going to cut travel time from across Brahmaputra from 8 hours to 30 minutes. I mean, this is just amazing, and the difference that it can make to connectivity. So as I said, Japan is a very valuable partner, not only for India, but for all the countries in the region. Our next speaker is Mr. Toshihiko Kurihara, who is the Chief Representative of JBIC, which is the Japan Bank for International Cooperation.
Thank you, Ambassador Wado-san and Ambassador Ito-san from Dhaka, and Ambassador Kawazu-san, and distinguished panelists and esteemed audiences, guests. My name is Toshi Kurihara, Chief Representative of New Delhi Office, Japan Bank for International Cooperation. which is a policy finance institution mainly focusing on the bankable and commercial projects together with other Japanese institutions. So we are actually the sister institution to JICA. And I would like to thank the Asian conference to invite this very prestigious opportunity to work with other South Asian friends and Japanese institutions. So I would just like to start. I would like to speak from my financial and practitioner's background. And I would just like to start the JBIC's and Japan operation in India. JBIC mobilized actually the $8 billion after the COVID era for India. We financed the purchase of districts SR Steel by the Nippon Steel, and we financed to the State Bank of India for the supply chain resilience of Maruti Suzuki, the old giant of India. And we financed some PSU companies, the public sector enterprises of power sectors. And we also invest in the National Industrial Corridor Development Corporation, which enables to develop the industrial corridors, especially Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, to promote Japanese and the other foreign direct investments towards the very promising industrial corridors in India. And I am the director of the board of NSDC because JBIC has 26% of equity of this prestigious national company of India. And actually, NICDC is, for a long time, is considering to expand the industrial corridor project towards northeast region of India, which is very, very promising for the future of the northeast region and for even the other Southeast and the South Asian regions to develop India's opportunity to promote the collaboration with other regions in the Asia. And in India, I think some gas-based economy projects are being promoted, and the JBIC is very prepared to support this gas-based economy because Japanese companies are very willing to enter in this market. And coming to the Bangladesh, we JBIC financed the one gas-fired plant project in Meghnad. We financed $265 million for this natural gas-fired plant, together with JERA, Japanese energy company. And we are in the discussion of some commercial project in Matarubari port. The many different Japanese trading houses and Japanese energy companies are very interested in to invest in this port. And we will see finally, I think, developed such Matarubari port would also contribute not only for Bangladesh, but also the Indian Northeast and the other Indian regions and Southeast countries to enhance the opportunities to promote this potential of the Bay of Bengal to contribute the whole Asian region's economy. And I would like to stress that Japanese industry will welcome the more connectivity between the Indian and the Bangladesh. Actually, for instance, one project utilizing the river between India and Bangladesh, NADI, utilization for the LNG and LPG transportation, which Mitsui Osaka shipping lines and other trading houses are very interested in the contributing these projects, inputting their expertise in other regions to these very promising projects. And plus, I think I would like to stress that not only hard infrastructure project, but also soft infrastructure project is one area that Japanese industry could contribute, like data center, the cables, including submarine cables from the Bay of Bengal to the even Indian Ocean and Indo-Pacific Oceans countries. Japanese companies like Nippon Electric Corporation, NAC, or other entity or other data-related companies are very interested in for the project. And so Japan could contribute to bridge such a potential of each countries as towards more sort of connected South Asian regions with the expertise of ICT and 5G or other data-based and digitalized economy experiences. So JBIC will be prepared to support any Japanese investment and the collaboration with South Asian countries, bringing the commercial financing and the commercial investments utilizing JBIC's financing opportunities. And we, JBIC, are closely working with Indian Exim, the Indians export financing institutions. We've signed the agreement to promote Indians pharmaceutical industries, especially for the COVID-related pharmaceutical and vaccinations, and which will see the opportunity to export Indians pharmaceutical and vaccination outside of India, and especially towards like-minded countries. And such a export financing institutions collaboration would be very promising areas to promote the third country collaborations. Of course, we would like to see the export from India with Japanese companies towards, of course, Bangladesh and the other regions. Even finally, Africa would be the very promising areas. So I would stop here to conclude that the promotion of the commercial investments from outside is very, very important area to develop together with Japan for India and Bangladesh and other South Asian countries. So we are very prepared, and we will welcome any consultation or the askings or the talks with any interested commercial and the government and the institutional delegations. We are looking forward to working with you more in this region. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurihara-san. Thank you very much. I know the important role that JB plays in bridging gaps in financing in our region. Our last speaker for this morning, for this session, is going to be the representative of JETRO in New Delhi, Mr. Takuma Otaki-san, over to you. I must also say that I think we have on hand Mr. Yuji Ando, who's the country representative of JETRO in Bangladesh, in Dhaka, and he will be there to answer questions. So I hope after Otaki-san has spoken, we can take one or two questions, because I know we're running short on time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hosting us. I think Ambassador Baruwa-san and Ambassador Ito-san from Dhaka, and Minister Kawaz-san, and team of NADI and ASEAN Conference. Thank you so much. I'm pleasure to speaking at the honorable place. I quickly introduce our some activities by focusing on economic aspects, especially the value of developing Bay of Bengal for enhancing supply chain resilience. JETRO has been supporting the corporate activities of Japanese companies in both India and Bangladesh. We have 5 branches in India and 1 branch in Dhaka. As you know, currently, large-scale fluctuation in the global economy has happened, and supply chain resilience crises were caused by various factors, including COVID-19 outbreak. So discussion on supply chain resilience have become an urgent issue for Japanese companies also. Sorry for small structures. For regarding that, Ministry of Economic and Trade and Industry is supporting Japanese companies which put effort to diversify their supply chain. As one specific support, we have recently prepared subsidies for diversifying their supply chain. Not only this subsidy, by utilizing various initiatives, we are trying to convince Japanese companies to diversify their supply chain to here, Southwest Asia area, India and Bangladesh. And there are active discussions about enhancing connectivity between India, Southeast Asia, and Japan. JETRO is also enhancing its efforts to facilitate meetings between Japanese companies and local companies located in India and Bangladesh and ASEAN, respectively to support business alliance and local production. From this perspective, the development of the Bengal Bay is a very important topic for us. As India and Bangladesh further strengthen their function as manufacturing bases in the future, JETRO and METI would like to make a strong contribution to this initiative. On the other hand, the Bay of Bengal area needs to improve not only its physical infrastructure, but also its software, such as complicated custom procedures. JETRO New Delhi conducted a study on the cost of utilizing the overland route across the border between Kolkata and Dhaka. We found that inefficient customs clearance procedures and increased export volumes cause serious delays at the border. Based on the research, the border area forces trucks to wait an average of 10 to 15 days at the border, and maximum of 1 and 1.5 days during festival periods. During festival periods, the average wait time can be up to 1 to 2 months. Many Japanese companies are located in both India and Bangladesh, as you know, and with improved land transportation, more logistic transportations could be achieved by land transportation. JETRO understands that the reduction of tariff and non-tariff barriers in this region will be beneficial to the economies of these areas, and we would like to be actively involved in such kind of discussions. METI and JETRO is currently preparing an industrial roadmap as part of its economic cooperation with Bangladesh. Among the issues in the roadmap, we would like to carefully discuss how Japan can contribute to the development of Bangladesh as an important logistics and manufacturing base in cooperation with both India and Bangladesh. As Mr. Saito mentioned, Matabali Port has been developing now, and the port has huge potential for bringing many Japanese companies in this area. And we would like, especially with regard to the improvement of custom procedures and cooperation for the supply of green chain, we would like to focus on such kind of areas and try to contribute from Japanese companies. And again, we would like to carefully discuss how Japan can contribute to the development of this region, especially in cooperation with India and Bangladesh. And I would like to mention many things, but I stop here for this moment and passing to Mike as a knowledgeable person. So thank you so much for having time and inviting such an honorable place. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Otaki-san, and thank you also for helping me with time management. I think I made two important points, and one is, of course, the important thing of supply chain diversification and what JETRO can help us with. And I think this keeps coming back in various, the intervention that we heard from the speakers on the panel, the importance of trade facilitation, custom procedures, need to simplify these and be able to enable cross-border trade. Now, with I think the speakers of this morning are over. We look forward to some questions from the audience. Who would go first? My senior colleague, Ambassador Bhatia. Sir, would somebody pass the mic to Ambassador Bhatia, please? Is there a mic to pass to him, please? We can pass one of our mics across. Somebody needs to go.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Very rich presentations, and very appropriately, this is the Japan morning here at NADI 3. I have a question for the Japanese Sharjah in Delhi. Actually, two related issues. One is about both further expansion of economic cooperation and dissemination of Japanese culture and knowledge about the country. Now there, my impression is that Japanese language sometimes acts as a constraint, but there are people in India who want to learn Japanese language, and this can increase their skill level for working in Japan. So are there some measures being planned to expand the facilities and knowledge of Japanese language in India, especially in Northeast, where we have young workforce which can go to Japan to help, but the language comes into the way. And the second is about this very clear attempt to connect the Indo-Pacific with the Bay of Bengal community idea. So in that context, may I ask whether there is any thinking in Japan, India, about inviting Bangladesh to become a part of the latest mechanism, Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, which was announced a day before the Quad Summit. It can be a terrific bridge connecting Indo-Pacific with Bay of Bengal if Bangladesh could be brought in. Of course, eventually it is Bangladesh's decision, but are countries like Japan thinking in positive terms about it? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the very interesting, stimulating questions. The first, related to the Japanese language. Yes, this is a very important policy area, and the both governments, government of India and the government of Japan, we concluded the memorandum of cooperation for this issue. And basically, we are very much forthcoming to enlarge the possibilities to learn the Japanese languages. In this state, Assam, I believe the IIT Guwahati has a Japanese course as a result of this type of the cooperation between two countries. Also, the Krishna Kanta Handikui State Open University has a Japanese course. And our intention, our means the Indian government and the Japanese government, we would like to enlarge this. In any case, if any university has an intention to ask our government to introduce the Japanese lecturers for the course, we are prepared to talking with any university. Also, we are prepared to offering the curriculum for the Japanese course This is what I can say. And on demand, on request basis, we would like to be cooperative as much as possible. This is for the Japanese language. Thank you for this very interesting question related to IPEF, India, the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. The first, the official answer to this question, this is the initiative of the United States. So the first, we would like the intention of the United States must be the first start for this type of discussion about membership. And also, like you said, how is the intention of Bangladesh? This is very much important because our intention is to have a sort of the high standard, the framework, whether it is the desirable, acceptable for the Bangladesh government or the people. This will be also the first important step to take. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor San. Any other, I see just a hand up there. Sir, you please, at the Bangladesh desk, you have to say.
Thank you very much. I just want to clarify Bangladesh position on the question that was posed by Ambassador Mr. Rajiv Bhatia and to our friends at Japan. I'm a member of parliament from Bangladesh and also member of the Standing Committee of Climate Change and Environment. Actually, our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Bangladesh actually made it clear that we always want to be part of a forum which is based on economic cooperation, only economic cooperation and mutual benefit. So definitely, we don't have a negative attitude of joining Quad, but definitely it has to be on purely economic benefits and economic cooperation. And as you know that Bangladesh government is closely working with United States and Japan and also India to find a solution. How can we get into the alliance where it will be purely on economic cooperation and benefit? So that's our standing as of now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think the question was on this new framework that was mooted just before the Quad summit, not quite in the context of Quad. That's right. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. Can I?
The gentleman there, and then you, please. Sorry, it's your hand first.
Yeah, thank you. Very interesting discussion it was.
You have to speak up a bit, please, sir.
Yeah, I have little problem in my tooth, so anyway, I'll speak little louder. I am Professor Anil Gupta from India's National Institute of Disaster Management under Ministry of Home Affairs. So I just want to flag few issues for consideration of the panel and also the House. As the Asia Pacific region, more than 70% of the natural hazards are related with water. So I think that presents both the sides. One is the challenge, but also a great opportunity. In fact, the disaster risk reduction is the new diplomacy, and that is the diplomacy of cooperation and support. And here, what we find that there are ample opportunities to promote cooperation because there are not only bad stories of dealing with natural hazards and risk, but also excellent examples also within India, within Bangladesh, and within other countries of Asia Pacific. And I think this network should be given little more impetus because many times we find that different agencies at different forums are talking about the inadequacy of some tools or mechanisms or examples, but we find that other places those are available. So I think this is a very important area as a cross-cutting, I would say, in the overall framework of Indo-Pacific or Asia-Pacific cooperation. So this is an area that I just wanted to flag. And just last point that India has been supporting neighboring countries, including Bangladesh also. Regularly, we were getting delegations and their orientation programs and the capacity building programs also. Under bilateral programs also, ITEC and various other schemes are there, and various other ages. But I think still there's a lot of opportunities still exist that we should work to tap upon. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gupta. I think in the context of this panel, Japan works very closely with this area. I'm sure India and Bangladesh in the area of disaster management, climate change, and I think also energy transition. So this is an area that they do work with us. I think I'm afraid this will have to be the last question. I cannot say no to you. I think, Sharita, after the gentleman here, I will pass it to you and then.
Can you hear me? I'm Professor Farhat from Bangladesh. I've got two issues. Number one is Japan doing anything, particularly with regard to rivers, water management? I know you're doing quite a lot in terms of infrastructure. You've been our friends from our very birth, and thank you for that. Second is, are you having interest in the pharmaceutical sectors in Bangladesh? We are fairly strong. Is there any interest in the pharmaceutical sectors in Bangladesh?
Who would like to take that question? Either JP or Jetro? Satsan, this is about the pharmaceutical sector and river connectivity. Who would like to take this? Satsan, maybe? You?
Bangladesh.
Thank you for the question. And so river connectivity and pharmaceuticals, I think first, from commercial perspective, the value addition is very important to promote such the investment in the connectivity and water river logistics is stable but a bit of risky. Still, compared with the road connectivity is first, of course, and I think high value addition goods will be the one promising areas. And of course, LPG is a very high value, and so because Japanese companies are very interested in to utilize the river connection for that such energy transition and the pharmaceutical and even sort of blood or sort of high value medical stuff and the maybe in future semiconductors or the sort of the high value added things. Of course, freight is one, but in the middle of the freights, which is expensive fleet and the road connectivity. In the between the sort of the two different fleet operation usage, I think this water connectivity, the river usage is in between the two logistics ways. So I think we would promote the such diversification of the transportation and to promote such a different aspects and for the different goods, which would be attract more foreign direct investment in this region.
Thank you very much, San. Kawazu-san, like to respond to your question on the pharmaceutical industry.
So this is not the direct reply to your question, but in this Quad leaders meeting, one of the biggest, the most successful example of cooperation is the vaccination supply to the third country, which is the vaccination produced in India, supported by other 3 countries, US, Japan, Australia. This vaccination was given to Cambodia and Thailand. This is, I think, the one type of the cooperation for the pharmaceuticals. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Mr. Hazarika, please. I have to say that he's written a book on Japan, the Northeast, and I cannot give the floor to him, though we're really short of time. So over to you, sir.
I'm going to take literally a minute. You can stop me when it crosses a minute. The question, Saito-san, and it picks up from what Professor Bharat mentioned, is that you're building this vast bridge, 20-kilometer bridge from Dhubri to Fakirganj on the other side of the river. We're familiar with both places. But the river has limited water. You're basically road engineers. You're engineering a bridge over a limited water body. Have you thought of the consequences of what this will do to the river? And that 5-10 years from now, because the river is already, as I was saying yesterday, extremely shallow. And it's going to impact fish populations downstream, livelihoods downstream, and the dolphins. So have you thought about this massive bridge? Because all the bridges which have been built, they're important, they improve connectivity, but they also create, they are byproducts of problems which are not planned for. So have you thought about this?
So I just, on behalf of everyone in the interest of time, I'll respond to that, Mr. Hazarika, because I think one of the things that has been signed when Prime Minister Kishida came to India in March for the annual summit was the initiative on sustainable development of the Northeast region. And I think in that process, I'm sure that they will be looking at the emphasis being on sustainable. I'm sure that they will look at these kind of hazards, and I'm sure, I know how the Japanese work when they look at any project, and I'm sure this will be looked at. We can take that up. Thank you very much. I don't think I have any panel before that had so many questions, which just shows how important Japan is to this region. Thank you very much for being a very patient audience. I know we've sort of run into it.
Thank you.
Time for the next session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you to all the panelists. A round of applause for them. We now have the felicitation. India, Japan have been very, very strong partners in the process of development, the idea of progress. Can we have Shri Sabyasachi Datta, Director Asian Confluence, on the dais to complete the felicitation process? Thank you so much. Can we actually have a photograph, please? A group photograph. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment the stage is set, we will start with our next session very quickly, because we will have to finish this present session on time. As you know, the Honorable Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, will be reaching here, and she will start her session sharp at 2 o'clock. So we'll cut our lunchtime short